Good morning. You're watching Coffee with Dr. Scott. If it's your first time here and meeting me, I am Dr. Scott, and I grow chiropractic practices. That's all I do. And Coffee with Dr. Scott is only one of the ways that I do that. So if you're a chiropractor who's looking to develop a highly motivated, well-trained team that takes ownership in the success and the growth of your practice, then this episode is exactly where you need to be. But before I dive into that content, that's designed to do exactly that for you, I'd love to hear your answer to today's question of the day. Today's question of the day is, what's the first thing you would do if someone handed you $1 million? So someone hands you $1 million, no questions asked. What's the first thing that you would do? Let's see here. I guess I need to answer the question. $1 million, no questions asked. First thing you do. I want to say something. What's the word I'm looking for? This is something about helping others, but no, I'd probably get my RV. Many of you might not know this. I know I've talked about it on the show before, but if you're new, you might not know this. One of the plans for the ChiroLaunch US tour is next year to do it in an RV, to pack up the whole family, travel around the country for 15 months, take the kids out of school for 1 year. So I would go ahead and start that process. I might speed that up a little bit, which certainly would be fun. Anyways, I see Casey, Taryn, and Kenneth all joining me. Thanks for stopping by. Taryn says she's pay off everything. Yeah, that's a good one. Paying off the debt. I'm trying to make it a little bit more fun. So definitely the RV for me. So if you're joining me for the first time, go ahead and comment with where you're at, even if you're watching this on the replay. If you are watching this on the replay, put your answer to the comment to the question of the day. If someone gave you $1 million, what would you do with it? And also put a # in front of it, and pound sign replay in front of it, and let me know where you're from, where you're watching from. So anyways, I mentioned that the show is only one of the ways that I grow practices, because there's actually quite a few ways that you can work with me to grow your practice this year. So if you're looking to launch your practice to kind of crazy new heights, one of the best ways to work with me is to have me as your personal coach. I would think that would be obvious, but I'll warn you right up front, I'm not your typical coach. I'm not your typical consultant. You don't hire me and then I email you some cookie cutter plan, and every time you call me up, I say, oh, how are things going? That's not how I work. So if you want typical, I'm not your guy. But typical coaching also gets typical results. So I'm not in the business of getting my clients typical results. I'm in the business of getting my clients launch-worthy results, hence the name of the business, ChiroLaunch. So if you're interested in finding out more about my coaching, what's involved, and what you'll get, I'd love to have a quick chat with you to answer any questions you have. If you want to chat with me over what I call a coffee chat, I actually do video chats right after the show. So it's like having coffee with Dr. Scott live one-on-one. All you need to do is comment down below with the word coffee chat, words coffee chat. So just put coffee chat down below. I'll shoot you over a link to my scheduler, and you can schedule to talk to me right here after the show. I'll get you everything you need to make sure that happens. And while I'm on that topic, my coaching clients receive access to all my courses. The team development course that this current series is based off of here on Coffee with Dr. Scott is only one of many courses that I have created and that I offer to my clients. So anyways, to recap, just comment down below with coffee chat, and I'll get you the information you need to jump on a quick call with me, and we can discuss what you want to do with your practice this year. And again, if you're new to the show or you haven't subscribed yet, now is definitely the time to do it. I'm wrapping up the team development series Monday through Wednesday this week. Basically, I'm putting team development in a nutshell. I'll be going dark on Friday for a couple weeks due to a lot of traveling and also taking some time off to enjoy the summer with my family. We pack, it's not an RV. We actually rented a minivan, but we're packing up the minivan, heading out to New York. We're up on the border of New York and Canada for a little family fun, some water sport fun. It's out on a big river out there. So anyways, I will be dark during that time. I shouldn't say dark. We just don't have anything planned. I'll definitely stop by and say hi to everybody in the mornings. I have a good little morning routine. It's a little different than my normal morning routine here, but I get out early while the sun's coming up. So I might try to do some shows there because it's just beautiful scenery out there, beautiful river, beautiful island that we're on. So I'll try to do some shows, but I will not have anything planned. Then, when we come back, we're going to be starting a new series. You're going to like it. I'm not going to announce it yet, but we're also going to be launching our mini course, which is designed to make your mornings more productive. Very, very excited about that. Again, we've done a lot of morning routine stuff here on the show, but now we're launching a course so that people can join it anytime they want to. I'm really excited. So there's a lot of exciting things happening around here, and I want to make sure that you're kept up to date. So go ahead and subscribe. Again, I'll never bug you with messages every day. Scout's honor. Is that right? Scout's honor. But I'll make sure that you're kept in the loop on the big stuff. All you have to do to subscribe for reminders is put a comment down below. Just comment with subscribe. That's all you have to do. Nice and easy. All right, let's see here. Kenneth says he'd walk away holding a briefcase. Kenneth, was that which movie reference did that be? Was that John Wick? I don't know what you're talking about there. Still have like 90%. Well, what would you do with what you had left over, Taryn? That's the question. All right, so now you're here to find out what this system is, about team development and how it can launch your practice. And I'm diving into that exact thing right now. Let me grab a drink first. So I've traveled out throughout most of this country. I've been in 46 states now. Working. I've been in the other ones. The only place I haven't been is I've been in everything but Alaska and North Dakota. But I've worked in 45 states with chiropractors. I've been in hundreds of chiropractic offices, over 600 at last count. I've worked with docs as a coach, as a consultant. I've provided initial practice evaluations and action plans, again, that have all never had my guarantee return, so I think people tend to like them. I work with students throughout my multiple courses, and I found one thing that every single successful chiropractor that I've met has in common. They all have a highly motivated and well-trained team. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean they all used the system I'm about to talk about here. But one thing you should understand is that I'm different as a consultant in the fact that I don't have one way of doing things. I know most consultants out there, they tell you the way that they did things. That one system, that one model that they use, and they say, hey, if you do this, you'll be successful too. But that's not true because obviously we all have different personalities, we all have different goals, we all have different things we want to accomplish. I've seen, well, of the 600 chiropractors that I've worked with, over 600 chiropractors, all of them have had a coach in the past. I think all of them, most of them, let's say 500 of them have had a coach in the past, and they're not still with them. And there's a reason for that because they didn't quite get along, they didn't quite move in that direction. There's a little tug there of how they wanted to do things and how that coach wanted to do things. So when I'm looking at stuff, and the reason this team development program came together is I was studying, when I was in practice, other successful chiropractors who did things differently. But I boiled it down to the things that made them similar. I boiled it down to success principles. That's what my 14 triggers are for. If you've seen my 14 ChiroLaunch triggers, those are 14 things that I picked out of all successful chiropractors. And this team development program is that as well. So it's not to say that all these successful chiropractors use this system, but the basics of it was based around what I've seen in traveling around the country from the most successful, and then removing some of the stuff that people are doing that is not successful. And I kind of boiled it down into a system. So, how did these doctors, how did these offices achieve this highly motivated and well-trained staff? Well, it was not by utilizing the age-old merit system. I can promise you that it wasn't. If you remember, we talked about the merit system, basically just saying that, hey, you've been here for an extra year, so therefore I'm going to give you a raise. That's not how this works. That merit system typically does not develop the team the way we want it to. So the answer to getting your own team, highly motivated and well-trained, a team who takes ownership in the success of your practice, is this team development system. So what is the team development system? Well, it's exactly that. It's a system. It has multiple parts, and every single part is essential. This week, in this team development series, what we're doing it, putting it in a nutshell, meaning that I'm only going to be hitting the highlights. But if you missed any of the shows in the 4-week series that we've done, they're all here on the page. And you can find them. I think there's probably a videos tab over there in the right-hand column. I urge you, if you missed any of the shows, you want to go back and check those out. This will be a nice overview, but that will get you a lot more detail. So as I said, I've been all across the country, hundreds of practices, and one very common scenario that I run into goes something like this. The doctor complains that their staff is costing them too much money for the work that they do. Then the team pulls me aside and tells me that they feel underpaid for the amount of work that they do, as well as the stress they have to deal with putting up with the doctor. Basically, no one's happy. The doctor and the staff both feel like they're being taken advantage of. There might even be some of you watching right now who have grown cynical regarding your staff because you've been dealing too long with slacking team members, bad attitudes. The essential point of the team development system is that it takes the staff being a part of the team. No practice can be highly successful if the doctor and the staff are on opposite sides, if they're tugging at each other all the time. So how do you get there? Do you have to build a new team from scratch, fire everybody, start over? Do you have to go out and hire already well-trained and highly motivated employees in order to get to this place where Everyone in your office is working towards a common goal, your success. I promise you, you don't need to do that. You just need to implement the team development system and the critical bonus system that goes along with it. All right, I see Lisa and Ray and Mark joining me. Thanks for stopping by, and Matt as well. If you haven't already answered the questions, I see, Matt, you did pay off all debts and go to Australia, New Zealand. Sounds like fun. Lisa, Ray, Mark, make sure you put the answer to the question of the day in there, which is if someone hands you $1 million, what would you do? Or what's the first thing you would do? And thank you for joining me on this happy Monday morning. So before I go over the principles and parts of the bonus system, you need to know a few things. First, once you begin the system, you have to make a switch in your mindset. Once you start down this path, this incentive path, you have to accept that you cannot go back to the merit system. There can't be any more merit or cost of living raises. What this means for you, doctor, is that since you're taking your team from the security of the merit system, where they think as long as I just wait it out, I'll just keep making more money, and since you're taking that away from them, you have to be prepared to make any changes necessary so that your practice continues growing at a healthy and sustainable pace year after year. That might mean you have to talk less so that you can treat people faster. It might mean you have to add equipment. It might even mean that you have to move into a new space, a bigger space, to hold the capacity that your staff deserves in order to make the bonuses that they need. The bonus system is at the heart of team development. It's what makes this system. And if you're going to use it, you have to get the principles of the bonus system nailed down. So there are 7 principles that this system is built on. And I'm going to go over each one briefly today. Number 1, your bonus has to be for a significant amount of money. It literally has to be for an amount of money that can actually change your staff's lives. Now, you might get a thank you card from a staff person if you give them $100 for a job well done, but it won't get them highly motivated in taking ownership of the practice. It's not unusual for my clients who use this system to be giving their team $500 up to $1,500 per month in bonuses. Now, those numbers might be making you cringe right now, but I promise you, those doctors are seeing higher profit margins. They're not feeling the pain of those bonuses at all. They're happy to pay them. Number 2, your bonus has to be off of a fixed base. Now, what does that mean? That means that the staff member is assigned a permanent base collection number from which the bonus is paid. Having a fluctuating base will not keep your employees motivated. And I talked about that in the shows when we were in the series, is doctors who say, all right, if we hit this number, I'll give you a bonus. And then we hit it and we stay there. They say, okay, if you hit this number, we'll give you a bonus. Okay, if you hit this number, we'll give you a bonus. And they keep moving the base. There has to be a set base, and they'll make more as they go higher, not that's when they get their bonus. And now tomorrow's show is going to crunch the numbers and the bonus math. So for today, don't worry too much about that. But be sure you're back tomorrow. Let's see here. I see Brennan and Dennis have also joined us. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Brendan would also get that debt paid off, take a little family vacation, buy some investment properties. Good choice there, Brendan. All right, let's get on. Number 3, your bonus cannot be profit adjusted. If a staff member thinks that you're going to change their bonus structure due to circumstances that they can't control, they're either going to quit, or they're going to demand a raise, or they're going to cause you no end of problems until you have no choice but to let them go. Everything that you do has to be considered or built into the bonus from day one. There's a fine line that you're going to need to walk between giving staff the significant bonus that I'm talking about and not having to adjust that bonus in the future when you make significant changes to expand the practice and your overhead goes up. So be prepared for that from the beginning. 4th, the bonus needs to be $1. That means the staff begin to earn a bonus as soon as the practice is increased even $1. This is exactly why many bonuses fail in too many practices. The base that the bonus is paid on is too high. So you're like, oh, well, we're here, and whenever we hit here, I'll start giving you a bonus. We've got to do that sooner. Again, $1. Teams are not motivated by someday bonuses. Every time I say someday now, I think about King Julian on Netflix. My favorite day, someday. I can see you all as chiropractors stand up in front of your staff and say, I will give you a bonus on my favorite day, someday. That's not going to work. It's too discouraging, and it kills their hopes. So think about it like this. Staff typically only work harder and try harder if the bonus is almost theirs to start with, if it's right there within their grasp. So you have to select the base that the bonus is paid from right where the practice is right now. And again, when we crunch numbers tomorrow, I'll elaborate on this. Not tomorrow, Wednesday. We'll talk about that in a second. So don't get too caught up in trying to figure out the math. Now, 5th, you have got to give bonus-driven staff members a voice. A staff member who's expected to be happy with a bonus instead of a cost of living raise has to have a say in how the practice is run. If a staff member who's told that their old raise system is being replaced by a bonus system that's tied to the success of the practice, sees practice systems or procedures that will hold back the growth of the practice, they're not going to be happy. Now, you might not be thrilled with the sound of this, but in most cases, listening to your staff is usually the breakthrough that you've been waiting for. They see more than you think they do, and they don't tell you because they're afraid that you won't like their ideas. But when they're involved, when they're motivated, when they're bonus driven, they have great ideas. So listen to them, give them a voice. Number 6, have a plan to upgrade your practice systems. Staff will get so excited about earning the bonus that they'll be more motivated just out of sheer joy for a while. Now, you want this motivation to continue. You'll see a little blip in your stats. But if you want it to continue, you have to use this enthusiasm to upgrade your systems. Then the momentum will be sustainable. Okay? And lastly, number 7, your bonus system has to be paid in the form of additional hourly pay. Now, the reason I do this is because most of your team's self-esteem is directly tied to their hourly pay. It's what truly drives them. I mean, who doesn't love to tell people how much they make per hour, right? Especially when it's higher than others who have the same job. The Bonus you'll institute will have their hourly pay being modified each month to reflect their bonusable base. Now, you might be thinking that doesn't sound like a bonus. It sounds more like regular pay. But that's the point. You want them to think of it that way. We want the staff to see their lifestyle rise to the level of their bonus. We want them to expect that bonus. So when you give them random bonuses here or there and again get a thank you card, they don't come to expect it and they don't fight for it. When their lifestyle, when their hourly pay starts to go up and their lifestyle goes up along with it, they are motivated to keep moving that up and up and up. And I can tell you a secret that I've told most of my clients who have implemented this is one of the best months for you is a month where they've made bonus 3-4 months in a row and then they don't make bonus. And I know, and if there's any staff watching, I apologize. But that's one of the best months for you because I can tell you next month they're going to be on it. When their check goes up $1 an hour, $1.50 an hour, $2 an hour, and then all of a sudden it goes back to where they started, and they lose that $2 per hour because we didn't hit our goals, we didn't hit our base, trust me, it's a good month for you because the next 4 to 6 months are going to be taking off. We want so when your staff are dependent on that bonus to keep their higher level of living, you'll be amazed at how much their performance goes up along with it. So keep that in mind. So these 7 principles of the bonus system are the cornerstone of the team development system. But there's a lot of math involved. I understand that. And that's exactly why if you want this elusive team that we're talking about that's going to grow your practice and get your results, you're going to need to be back Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday at 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time. The rest of this week looks like this. I just can't be on. I'll be in a car tomorrow at 7 a.m., so I won't be able to be live tomorrow. But we had 3 shows planned this week, so we're going to do Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So Wednesday, we're going to crunch the bonus numbers together. Now, when you come on Wednesday, I suggest you have a pen and a paper handy because you'll definitely want to get this math down. Okay? So thanks for watching Coffee with Dr. Scott today. The only show that gives you these strategies and content that you need to launch your practice for free. Everybody have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.